Good morning, fellow captors, and welcome to the third edition of the Park Royal Quarantine Quiz. Wherever you are quarantining around the country, a very good morning to you this morning. Start off with a bit of sad news. I have completely given up on trying to live stream this quiz. I've tried Facebook, I've tried YouTube, I was on Restream last night. I've tried a number of different services, and none of them seem to be able to stream in proper quality for longer than a couple of minutes on the hotel Wi-Fi. So, excuse me, I think it's probably just a little bit easier if I record the quizzes. It means you can do them on demand if you're not awake at 10 o'clock or, I don't know, you've got something else on. It's highly unlikely, but if that is the case, it means you can do the quiz any time of the day. Thank you so much for those that have been sending their answers to me and participating in the quiz every day. I've got some really exciting categories coming up, and I've been taking on your feedback. So excited to get into this one today, but quickly, we're just going to go over the rules as always. So you'll have 3 rounds of 10 questions. I need to get rid of the don't comment the answers in the chat rule because we are not going to be streaming this live any longer. Answers will be given at the end of every round, and as you all know, if you're staying at Park Royal to be eligible for prizes, please write your answers on paper and photograph it and send it to me after the quiz. And you can either send it to myself or the Park Royal Facebook page. They, at the end of the day, decides who wins prizes and who does not. So please don't be upset at me if you don't win anything, but everyone's a winner today because we're going to have fun, we're going to play fairly, and we're going to play honestly. Don't cheat, don't Google it, you're only really cheating yourself. It's been pretty good feedback so far from those quizzes that have been playing, so I'm excited to play this next round with you. And round number 1, we are going to be having Who Am I? So we all know how this works. Basically, I'll give you a couple of sentences about a person, and you got to try and identify who it is. So we'll start off with question number 1. I'm one of the most famous stutterers in history, and took up my role in the family business when my brother ran off to France. Who am I? Okay, question number 2. Mount Rushmore might be a man short had I not been saved from a duel in Illinois 178 years ago. Who am I? Option 1 of 4 there. Question number 3. I am a famed Celtic leader who overthrew the Romans and became one of the first British heroes nearly 1,000 years ago. Who am I? Question number 5. Question number 4. I was a famed 15th century King of England and Lord of Ireland, known for having a hunchback. Who am I? And question number 5. I'm one of the most famous Egyptian rulers because of my tomb, but not for much else. Who am I? Give you 10 more seconds on that page. Hopefully those weren't too hard for you. Get a little bit more easier for you now. I was a Roman emperor who tried to make my horse consul and had the nickname Little Boots. Who am I? Question number 7. I was an actor, director, and producer famed for creating Gandhi in 1982, the film of the man. My brother is a prominent naturalist. Who am I? Question number 8. I was a French designer who returned from a 16-year retirement to wow the world with a post-war comeback collection. Who am I? Question number 9. I led the Underground Railroad during the American Civil War after emerging from the grips of slavery. Who am I? And your final question. I was a mad monk who attended and befriended a prominent royal family more than 100 years ago. Who am I? I'll give you another 20 seconds on this page. Okay. So let's get ready to get into the answers. Answer number 1 was King George the 4th or the 6th. I think that's the 6th. VI is the 6th, I believe. King George, for those that got that. Showing my my young age here with not any knowledge of Roman numerals whatsoever. Answer number 2 was Abraham Lincoln. And number 3 was Boudica. Boudica. Number 4, Richard III. And answer number 5, the Egyptian, what was he? Royal? Tutankhamun, famous for his tomb. Number 6 was Caligula. 7 was Richard Attenborough. And you can see him there with his horrible British teeth over on the right-hand side. Number 8, the French designer, was Coco Chanel. Number 9 was Harriet Tubman. You can see her there at the bottom. And number 10 was Grigory Rasputin, who I've only learnt of through that dance song that's on Just Dance on the Nintendo Wii, for those that know. Give you a couple more seconds on the answers until we move across to our next round, which is world landmarks. Now, I'm going to show you a landmark, just a landmark, nothing else. I want you to give me the landmark, the name of it, and its location. I'll accept city or country for location, preferably city. Usually a lot of them are in capital cities, but some of them spread across a number of different cities. So if you can give me the country, if you get the name of the landmark or the country, but one not the other, you can have half a point. But for a full point, we need the landmark and the location. Okay? So here is landmark number 1. I'll give you 20 seconds each to look at these pictures. Fun fact, I've actually been to this landmark, and I will say it's just as underwhelming in person as it is in this picture. Number 2. And number 3. And number 4. Landmark number 5. And landmark number 6. Landmark number 7. Landmark number 8. Landmark number 9. And your 10th and final landmark. Some more difficult ones there towards the end for those that are looking for those extra points. I'll be very, very impressed if anyone's able to get the last 2. I want you to take a really good look at that photo of this building that we can see here, because on the answers slide I'm going to show you a picture that I took of that very same building, which is a lot better quality than the stock image that you're seeing there. But here's the answer. There's my beautiful picture there on the right. I'm very proud of it. But the first the first landmark was the Little Mermaid in Copenhagen, Denmark. As I said, I saw it on a boat cruise. It was not very interesting, so much so that I didn't even take a picture of it. That's how underwhelmed I was it? Number 2 was the Chichen Itza in Mexico. Answer number 3 was the Great Wall of China in China, obviously. Landmark number 4 was the Burj Khalifa in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Landmark number 5 was the Rialto Bridge in Venice, Italia. And landmark number 6 was the United States Capitol building in Washington, D.C. Number 7 was the Acropolis in Athens. And number 8 was Athens is in Greece. I don't know why I didn't put the country in there, but everyone should know. Number 8 was St. Basil's Cathedral in Moscow. Right, and these are the two I'm going to be really impressed if you get. Number 9 was the Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque in Abu Dhabi, one of the largest mosques in the world. And number 10 was the Alexander Nevsky Cathedral in Sofia, Bulgaria. Beautiful cathedral as well. I went to a service in there and the acoustics were amazing. The way it's built, incredible. It actually was restored. It actually got bombed before the communist time started during the war. So the top of it's actually been rebuilt because it met an unfortunate demise, could we say. Okay, your third round is going to be Australian general knowledge. This is a round that's going to feature quite prominently to get those scores up, to get the numbers a bit higher. If you've struggled on the other rounds and you know a little bit about Australia, you don't even have to be from Australia. It's just general knowledge, almost common knowledge. So don't be upset if you don't know them, but I've tried to make them as straightforward as possible. So question number 1, who designed the Sydney Opera House? Question number 2, how many ships were there in the First Fleet with Captain James Cook? Question number 3, which horse won the Melbourne Cup in 2018? Question number 4, what is the highest grossing Australian movie? And question number 5, how many countries across the world are larger than Australia? How many countries are larger than Australia? Okay. Now, for your final 5 questions. Number 6, where was Ned Kelly's last stand? Beautiful portrait of Ned there at the bottom right-hand side. Question number 7. In what year did the Australian National Gallery open? I'm going to give you a multiple choice on this one. Was it 1982, 1983, or 1984? Okay. Question number 3. What 3 movies are a part of Baz Luhrmann's Red Curtain trilogy? Question number 9. What was Sir Donald Bradman's batting average? I'll give a multiple choice on this one as well. Was it 99.92, 99.94, or 99.96? And your final question for today's quiz: in what Australian state or territory was the highest temperature in Australia recorded? The temperature was 50.76 degrees Celsius. What Australian state recorded the highest temperature? Not in the world, but in Australia. Right, I'll give you a couple more seconds on this page, and then we are going to skip to the answers. Okay, so question number 1. The designer of the Sydney Opera House is Joan Utzon. Number 2, there was 11 ships in the First Fleet. Number 3, Cross Counter won the 2018 Melbourne Cup. Number 4, the answer was Crocodile Dundee, the highest grossing Australian film of all time. Number 5, the answer to question number 5 is 5. There are 5 countries larger than Australia: Russia, Canada, China, USA, and Brazil. Ned Kelly's last stand was at Glen Rowan. And question number 7, it was 1982 that the Australian National Gallery opened. Answer to number 8, Baz Luhrmann's Red Curtain trilogy was Strictly Ballroom, Romeo and Juliet, and Moulin Rouge. Answer number 9, Don Bradman's batting average was 99.94. And the state that recorded the hottest temperature in Australian history back in the 1930s was South Australia. Shout out to any of our quarantiners here from South Australia. Looking forward to getting back to the beautiful sunshine and being able to be outside, open our windows, have some fresh air. If you're not quarantining at Park Royal and you have got an opening window, count your bloody blessings. I hope you guys enjoyed the expired muesli this morning as well. I think that was absolutely quality. I wouldn't expect anything less. But remain positive. I hope you've enjoyed the quiz today. Thank you so much for playing. If you want to be eligible for prizes, as you know, write your answers on a piece of paper, photograph and send them to me after the quiz. I am keeping score from those loyal quizzes. So shout out to the people that have already been sending me through their results and actually doing quite well. We've got Siobhan, Matt, Thomas and Max currently sending me their score updates. So you can be added to that list as well. It's going to go on weekly averages depending on how many games you play. So the more games you play, the more chance you've got to push up your average. I'll be recording a quiz every day, and as I said at the start, I'm doing away with the live streams. It's not working, it's not reliable, and I can just get it on the recording, put it straight on my YouTube channel, and you guys can watch it whenever you like. So thank you so much for playing, and I'll catch you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.